Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Technical Arquen. Myself Arnab Kundu. Today we are moving into important parts of machine learning, unsupervised learning, right? Unlike supervised learning, here we do not have labels, okay? No predefined answers or outcomes, right? Machine has to discover the hidden pattern on its own. Okay, so in this video we will understand one of the most popular unsupervised learning algorithm, k-means clustering, right? In k-means clustering, k stands for number of clusters, means stands for mean or average of the data point, and the clustering stands for grouping. Okay, so now let's switch to the computer. I will discuss step by step k-means clustering on a real data set. Okay, so let's get started. Hello friends, today I will discuss k-means clustering in machine learning, which is one of the most popular unsupervised learning technique, right? So at first we should know what is clustering. Clustering in machine learning is an unsupervised learning technique that groups or clusters similar data points together based on their features, right? Clustering is the most common method in unsupervised learning, right? Finds hidden groups in unlabeled data. For supervised learning is concerned, we going through the labeled data, but for unlabeled data we will do the unsupervised learning, right? Groups similar data points into meaningful clusters automatically. Okay, it groups data points such that similar items are in the same group, means same cluster. Different items are placed in different clusters. Real world examples like customer segmentation, recommendation, anomaly detection, right? Now we talk about what is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning where algorithms analyze unlabeled data to find hidden patterns, and the machine has to discover the hidden pattern on its own, right? Structures and relationships without any predefined outcomes or results, right? Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning where the data has no labels, means no predefined output or answer, right? The model explodes and finds patterns automatically. Used when we do not know categories in advance, right? The goal is discover hidden structure or pattern in data, right? Machine learns from unlabeled data to find hidden patterns, right? Now we talk about the key features and applications of k-means clustering, because we already know one of the most popular unsupervised learning algorithm is k-means clustering. In k-means clustering, k stands for number of clusters, mean stands for mean or average of the data point, and the clustering stands for grouping, right? Key features of k-means clusterings are unsupervised learning algorithm divides data into k distinct non-overlapping clusters or groups, uses centroids to represent each cluster, right? Works best when clusters are spherical and well separated, right? Requires choosing k values number of clusters, right? In our program we take k equal to 5, right? Means 5 cluster is concerned. Simple, fast and scalable for large data sets, right? And what are the applications of k-means clustering? Customer segmentations like marketing strategies, personalized offers, document and news article clustering like topic grouping, search engines, okay? Anomaly detections like fraud detection, network security, market basket analysis like grouping similar purchasing behaviors, social media data analysis like audience behavior segmentations, So now I am moving into Google Colab to start practical implementation of k-means clustering step by step, right? Now I am in my Google Colab workspace and the code is already written for k-means clustering is concerned. Okay, so now I just describe step by step. So at first we know for the all machine learning program is concerned, we need to import the libraries. So these are the libraries. Pandas is needed. Why? Because this Pandas module is used for the data manipulation and data analysis. Matplotlib and Seaborn for the visualization of the data in graphical format. And sklearn module is used for machine learning tasks. And mpl underscore tool kits.mplot3d, this module is used for 3D data visualization. Okay. After this step, then we go for the load the dataset, and here I am taking the Mall Customer Dataset, which is a real world dataset actually, and this dataset is just present in the website GridHub. So the link is just given to there. This is the CSV file. If you check it, just copy this URL and paste in our browser. So this is the CSV file. The Mall Customers Dataset contain 5 different features: customer ID, gender, age, annual income in $1,000, and spending score from 1 to 100. If less spending time, so score is less. If more spending time, means more valuable customer, so score is high, near about 100. And these are the values are given into there. So this file I just used here for as our dataset is concerned, and we just load it within the data frame object. The variable name is data is given, and after that we just print the first 10 rows of this dataset. Means this first 10 rows we are just printing here. That's why data.head 10. And the step 3 is that we just take the input of the input features in the 2D array. So that's why given capital X equal to data, and the 2 input features are taken out of 5. One is the annual income in $1,000 and the spending score between 1 to 100. And after that we are using the elbow method. Actually elbow method is used to find the number of best clusters for k-means. Okay, so in that case we find out the elbow method here. So at first we take a empty list, give the name is inertia, and then we do for the elbow method, and we are using this elbow method to find the optimal k. Actually the elbow method is a technique used in k-means clustering to find optimal number of clusters, right? And after that in the step 5 we are using this module k-means, and with some attributes we are sending, and there one of the attribute is n underscore clusters equal to 5. We have taken 5 clusters, means 5 groups. Okay, and then we feed the module on that basis. And then the step 6 is that we draw the 2D cluster plot. Okay, and then the step 7 is that we plot the 3D cluster plot. Okay, using this particular module, the mpl underscore tool kits.mplot3d. Okay, and at last we find out the silhouette score. Actually silhouette score is used to evaluate the performance, right? So now if we just run this code, just press this button. So at first it will give this table for the 10 rows is concerned out of the total Mall Customers Dataset is concerned, and then it will draw the different graph, whatever the graph we given within our program, one after another, right? So it will take some times to generate the result. So just check. At first it generate the table, the 10 rows out of these 10 rows is given because lots of rows are given. So 10 rows just create because we put head within bracket 10, and after that it will present the elbow method graph, and then this graph is representing the elbow method and the optimal is k, because for this elbow method is concerned, this graph is concerned, the graph looks like a bent arm, right? And the point where the graph bends sharply like an elbow is the ideal number of clusters, and the bend point is called the elbow. That's why it's called the elbow method, right? And then we just go for the another 2D graph where we find out the customer segmentations and find out the centroid. We take 5 cluster, 5 groups, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and this graph is concerned, this graph shows the 5 groups. Actually the 5 groups is considered about the 5 different cluster is concerned. One cluster for the high income, low spending, second one high income, high spending, third one low income, low spending, fourth is young active spenders, and fifth one is mid income moderate spending. So on that basis the model builds 5 cluster. Okay, and we'll find out also the centroid of that. Okay, and the last one, the last graph is the 3D clustering customers with the 3 different axes is given: age, spending score, and the annual income in $1,000. And the right side, color bar on the right side represents the cluster numbers. Okay, and each color corresponds to a different customer group. The color bar is simple showing the full color map range, but and here I am using only 5 clusters color. That is why all the color do not appear on the plot. Only the 5 cluster is plotting out of this total other color is concerned. Okay. So here we take the Mall Customers Datasets. On that basis we take these 3 different attributes, and on that basis we are doing this plotting for 3D clustering of customers concerned. Okay, and the last one is concerned, we find out the silhouette score, and the score is for our dataset is concerned 0.553931997 like that. Okay, so silhouette score is a performance metric used to measure how well your clustering algorithm, like here we are using the k-means clustering, has grouped data, and it checks 2 things for every data point. One is for the how close it to its own cluster, and number 2 is how far it is from other clusters. Silhouette range from -1 to +1. So +1 near to the +1 means is a best performance, evaluate that best performance, and good performance it decide between 0.5 to 0.7, right? Means for 0.5 to 0.7 is a good clustering we can say, and +1 means is a perfectly clustered. Okay, so silhouette score tells us how well the clusters are formed, right? I hope you have understood today's topic. Today's topic is very important and very popular, unsupervised learning, and we take the algorithm here, the k-means clustering unsupervised learning. Okay, and k stands for the number of clusters, mean stands for mean or average of the data point, and the clustering stands for the grouping. If you have some doubts for today's video is concerned, just write in the comment section. I will try to solve this problem. Those who are still not subscribe my channel, please subscribe it. Keep watching Technical Argument for more videos. So today up to this. Thank you and bye bye.